Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, opportunities coming in, that wheel keeps turning, right? This is a change in luck. Now, people see it as a good luck card. And it can be, of course it can be. But if you've been going through a tough time, this is, if the good times don't last, the bad times don't either. Sometimes this can be situations that come back round again. I mean, both of these cards can talk about second chances. It doesn't have to be a second chance with that exact person or that exact same situation. But we revisit something karmically, right? That we're given the same kind of challenges or the same kind of situation, but it's an opportunity to do things differently. That's what the Wheel of Fortune says. It shows you that you're different when that situation comes back round again. But this is opportunities, beautiful opportunities usually, but an opportunity doesn't mean anything unless we take advantage of it or do something with it, right? I'm getting the sense, I'm just going to say this. You might have tried to go for something before or offer something to someone before, right? And they didn't accept it or you didn't accept it. Like someone didn't accept. And there might have been regret over this and you kind of thought you'd moved on from it, but now you're ready to commit to it. And I feel like that's what's coming back up. I don't know who that's for. That's what I'm seeing out of this main energy. We have the Four of Cups here, but is someone even seeing it? We have the Four of Cups. That's at the heart of the reading. This is very stuck energy. It's stuck and it's strange because this talks about change. This talks about change. They're both major cards of change, these two. And yet the Four of Cups, whenever fours come up, nothing's moving, nothing's changing. I will say this, whenever I see the Four of Cups, whatever the options are you're considering right now, people, relationships, job offers, options of what you can do in whatever situation you're in. Whatever options you have on the table, they're not the ones that you want. You would have picked up one of the cups. That's as simple as that. I always think if any of those options were even the slightest bit appealing to you, you would not be sat there with your head down. You'd be grabbing one of those cups. And the reason he's not grabbing one of those cups is because he wants that. He wants that cup. And the reason he's not even looking for that cup or raising his head is because he thinks he's missed his chance at it. Guys, this is like big opportunity for someone. I don't know what it is. A job, a relationship or whatever it is. It's something that makes you very happy. It's something from my heart space. And I'm jumping around all over the place. I've been reading like that this time. But this is where your focus is. You're trying to make do with options that do not appeal to you. They don't appeal to you. But there it is. That's the one. And I think some of you just given up. You think it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Wow, we have the Six of Swords. And this might have been a while back because we've got the Six of Swords here as the foundation. And that could be last week, last month, last year, right? And you kind of have moved on from this. Like, okay, I'm done. I understand it's not going to happen. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. And you might have even done that, right? This could be a journey that was taken, internal or external. Where did it take you? You're in a situation right now, Ten of Pentacles. This is about commitment. I think this week it feels kind of big because here is someone that's stuck. This is not stuck. This is my legacy. What is my legacy? Why am I here? What am I committed to? Now, for some of you, it may be that you kind of realize there's something better for me. I'm not making do with this shit. Yes, I thought I'd be here long term, but I'm not because there's new opportunities coming in for me. Whether that's work, relationship, whatever. Or for others of you, this is about getting real about, I've moved on. Because in the Six of Swords, we know what we're leaving behind, right? We don't really know where we're going. This is more looking at where are we going? What has the potential to stand the test of time? What am I going to do for the long term? Am I going to be at this company till I retire? Is this my relationship? Are we going to have a family together, build a home together like that? That's the energy here. And it feels big, especially with the Wheel of Fortune sat above it. And I don't think this is an actual commitment stage. I think this is about figuring out what do I commit to? Because here, you don't know. The options are not appealing to you. If there is something, the Ace of Cups, but you're not ready for it just yet. Why not? Because we have Judgment here. And Judgment, I always say this, it happens in different stages. Some of them, it's the review. It's looking back over where we've been. What have I been through to get here to this point? I mean, that's a completion of a cycle as well. And if something's come back round again, you might be looking back over that, the last time the wheel was here thinking, what have I been through? What happened here with this situation? I think it's revisiting whatever you moved on from, which I know a lot of people don't want to do, but hey, answer me this. If you've really moved on from it, why does it hurt you to think about it? Huh? Exactly. So, I always find it interesting when people are like, oh, I've moved on from that, moved on from that. They don't want to talk about it. They get triggered by it and stuff. You haven't moved on from shit if that's still your reaction to it. You just don't want to deal with it. There's a difference. When we moved on from something, it has no emotional response from us because we have nothing left to connect with that. Right? Because we've worked through it. And I think that's the final piece of this. Something that you think you've kind of moved on from. I don't think you fully have. For some of you, not for all of you. And it's letting it go. This is the card of forgiveness, forgiving ourselves more often than forgiving other people, because I think there's a sense of that you didn't accept an opportunity in the past, or someone didn't accept your opportunity that you offered them. And it's about forgiving whatever happened in that situation. But if you have a look at these people, they're rising up from their graves. They're getting a second chance at life, right? The phoenix rising up from the ashes, that's judgment. But think about it. They had to lose their first life to be able to rise up. They had to get rid of that. They've had to die, not literally for you guys, but figuratively at least. They've had to, one part of their existence has had to go so they can have a new one, new life that comes in. And I think that's what this is. You're being reborn into something new. It's major. When I get the judgment and the wheel of fortune, that's major changes coming in. And I kind of think it might be a major change. Like some of you might look around at the end of this week and think, Jay, nothing actually happened this week. Yeah, that's a massive internal shift that takes place, especially with the King of Cups coming up, which is you right at the end there. This is moving on. Because this is about your legacy. What am I doing long term? When I get these two, and this is brutal anyway, but when I see these two and this, which is like my path in life, what am I here to do? What is my legacy? What do I want to be known for after I'm gone? That's a massive energy figuring out where you're going. And it's sat in between these two. Well, it's sat right next to these two. So huge, huge stuff that's coming up for you guys this week. But the advice is to tap into your heart space, right? Your heart space. He's the healer, he's the ideal lover. I always see him as, caring, loving, nurturing. He's the one that's he's romantic. He knows how he feels. He doesn't always say how he feels though. He doesn't always say how he feels. But if you want to be able to move on, which is what judgment shows, and the advice is how we get to the future. If you want to be able to move on, if you want to face your future without fear and step into this brand new future, seeing that new cup, that's the Ace of Cups that gets shown to you, really moving on, not just logically, like you understand why you've moved on, but emotionally you haven't. To do all of that, it's asking you to tap into your emotional side. He always has this cup there. Are you saying how you feel? He can represent a healer as well, someone that we go to, a spiritual advisor, a therapist even, someone that we go to. But I feel like this is you fully gone. That's mentally having moved on, right? Swords. This is emotionally having fully moved on. Then you can be reborn into this. It feels like a big week for you guys, but someone could watch you guys, Scorpio, and they might not see anything because I feel this is tremendous internal shift that takes place. And yeah, for some of you, it's always possible because the King of Cups does come out, but it depends on how much you want to say, how much you want to reveal. Right, let's get you some oracle cards and see how we can expand on these energies. True love. This love is a once in a lifetime love. Now, whenever I say this, someone will always get arsy with me in comments, but I don't care. It's my truth. You can have your truth. Good for you. If you think there's only one true love in your life, I'll actually tell you a story. I had just started college. I was very young. I was 18 at the time, and I met a 26-year-old. She was 26 and she was had come back to college or something late. And obviously when you're 18, you think a 26-year-old's like ancient. And she'd recently gotten married, and she was, I always remember her words. We were sat there, and it was like one of those mixers, when you just meet people that's induction day or whatever. And she told me a story of how her fiance died 2 weeks before the marriage. And that was the love of her life. She even said her soulmate, that was the person. And she never thought she'd love anyone again because that was her person. And she said she'd recently just got married to someone. And she said, never, ever let anyone ever tell you that you only have one true love. And I know all the twin flames are going to be up in arms right now. That's a whole different story, and I'll talk about that in a podcast ramble at some point. But in general, we're talking about true love here. True love. It should always feel like true love in the moment. Love doesn't differentiate. Love is love. You know, whether you feel it for your pet, your child, your family, your lover, you know, whoever it is, love is love. We're the ones that bind it and give it labels and say, well, friendship love should be like this and romantic love should be like this. Sex, passion, you know, loyalty, possession, those are not love. Those are things that we attach to love. But love itself, pure love, yes, it's pure and it's always true. So remember that. But getting back to your reading, my little ramble that I had there, the King of Cups, he is the ideal lover. So is this you falling in love finally because you've moved on enough to kind of face your future without fear? Is this you being open to finding true love now because you've gotten over whatever it was before? Something that I think you thought you were going to be in for a while and you ended up not being. Some of you, this could be you committing. And then the rebirth is you as a couple, right? That you're being reborn as someone. And it's, oh, yeah, look, we have poised coming up. This talks about being ready for anything. You're ready for that change to come in. You're ready to hit that, well, yeah, you know, to begin whatever this new life is, whatever opportunities come in. These are opportunities. Yeah, you're ready because you're done with whatever's there. You're done with whatever is there already. It says, dear you, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it will bring you a feeling related to the outcome you seek, like safety or wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motive that drives you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled in the direction your soul calls you toward joy, discovery, growth, or adventure? Participating in something compelling and meaningful without trying to define it. If you can step forward, surrender to whatever spirit has in store for you, you'll be amazed at how things turn out. Check your motives, then hand them over to spirit. Everybody here wants the best for you. Life loves you more than you know. And, you know, he is pretty pure and he knows how he feels. That's the main thing. He knows how he feels. For some of you, it's going to be admitting that, you know, whatever situation you're in, that you don't want it. It doesn't appeal to you. You're feeling stuck. You want that. And you deserve that, right? You're ready for something new. That's the whole thing here. There's no fear. There's no apprehension. You're ready for this new life. Judgment. To be reborn. To be you. And it's kind of strange because Virgo got the King of Pentacles. They're coming back into their own energy. You're coming back into your own energy. And I kind of get that. There's almost like a rebirth that's been happening. And sometimes that rebirth has to happen by revealing what's not working. So we can just say, no, I don't want that. I want something more. My life here means something else. And yes, I will take those new opportunities and be reborn as the person that I truly am.